Hey, I'm Brad Hanson alongside Steve Oman. We're talking Gopher basketball today, coming off a 71-61 win over the Florida State Seminoles. Steve, you were at that game. What did you see that encouraged you?
Well, I'll tell you, the style is something that's really changed for the Gophers from last year. They're playing fast, they're pressing, their defense has been great, and last night they really did a good job bouncing back off of a couple disappointing games in Maui.
So going back to that Maui Invitational, they played Syracuse well. Probably had a good first 20 minutes against Arkansas. Kind of fell apart in the second half. And then Chaminade, it took them into the last 4 minutes of the game to get going. So how much do you think their performance in Maui affected how they came out tonight or last night?
Well, after the game last night, the players, the coaches were saying that they were aware of what happened in Maui. They needed to come out and play the way they thought they could. Andre Holland specifically acknowledged that, the game against Syracuse, they played 2 good halves. The game against Arkansas, they played 1 good half. The second half of that game, the offense got a little stagnant. Things didn't go their way. And then Chaminade was, it's the 3rd game in a row in 3 days. That's something college basketball teams aren't really used to. And luckily for them, it was a Division II team, and they, eventually their talent just took over.
Sure. So what was it specifically about the game last night that impressed you the most?
Well, the Gophers' ability to neutralize the big men for Florida State was really impressive. They have 2 big men, Bojanowski and Michael Ojo, that play significant minutes. They're over 7 feet tall. And that was a real question for the Gophers coming in was, are they going to be able to rebound against big guys? Are they going to be able to run with these big guys? Having Mo Walker back helped a lot with that last night. And the Gophers were out-rebounded, but only by a couple of rebounds. And the transition game really kind of neutralized the rebounding differential.
Sure. So you were saying earlier, Andre Hollins went 3 for 13 from the field last night. How much do you think his shooting performance throughout the year is going to affect the final score of these Gopher games?
Well, there's no question about the fact that he's the go-to guy on the Gophers offense, especially shooting the basketball. Last night there was a ton of fouls called. That was one thing that Andre Hollins did really well, was he got to the free throw line. He had 16 free throw attempts. He made 12 of them. He's generally been right about that 90% from the free throw line, which is remarkable. But, his shooting the ball is going to be, a real factor in the Gophers' success. It's nice to see that they got to win in a game where he was only 3 for 13 from the field, though.
Sure. Well, as we said, the Gophers win 71-61 over Florida State. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you soon.